Hi, I'm Joshua Kemble, and this is my Vloggins. I just got off work. It is Tuesday, and I am heading to my house now. So I'm hoping that I can kind of retain energy to be as productive as I've been in the last few days. I should say who I am too. So I'm an art director. I've been doing professional graphic design, illustration, and cartooning for over 15 years. When I'm not art directing or working on commercial work, I'm usually working on my own personal projects, like my most recent book, Two Stories, Book 1, which is my graphic novel about faith and mental illness. That is an autobiographical, independent graphic novel in the style of like Daniel Klaus or like Adrian Tomine, like these kind of tell-all indie books. I'm definitely not as good as those guys, but that's kind of like the type of book. So if you're into those books, you would likely enjoy Two Stories. And you should pick it up from Amazon. So you can do that right now. It's at like a pretty discounted rate. And so if you want to save some money on it, I'd recommend order it through Amazon. If you have Prime, it's free shipping, which is kind of cool. That's all out of the way. So yeah, this weekend's been really productive. Yesterday was actually really great. We did an indie review show on the irsagency.com website, which is an amazing URL. I don't know how we managed to finagle. But yeah, we managed to get that URL. And that is the location of where we do our book reviews and other such things. There's also somebody making a left turn without signaling, which is weird. But anyhow, other than that, let's see what we have. Other than that, okay, sorry, just getting in my lane. So I also managed to, over the weekend, finish some freelance work for a client, so hopefully that'll get approval, but I feel pretty good about it. It was a strange project, and I did a live stream while working on it. It's like making this like mobile kind of thing for a client, and then outside of that, I also managed to get some more thumbnails done for, or not thumbnails, finished panels done for the 5-page pitch project that I've been working on, which is a lot closer to finished, which means I'll be able to get back to working on book 2 of Two Stories, which is something I really want to do. I also am wearing my sports shirt today because I am not an athletic person at all. And so I love this shirt. It's a threadless shirt that says sports with an exclamation point. And that's about as far as my knowledge of sports goes. And so that seemed appropriate. So yeah, it's basically, that's what it is. Other than that, I'm just on my way home. I'm hoping that tonight I can manage to get a panel done for my comic. And outside of that, that's basically my primary responsibility tonight, is to try to get further on the pitch project. And I think that's pretty much it on an art level. I'd like to start kind of messing with some music again too. I do have a goal to try to get an album done by the end of the year. I'm hoping to do like an album a year for a while, just for fun. And then other than that, just kind of feeling pretty productive and good. I had a really surreal day that I can't talk much about, but some surreal stuff happened today, like very strange occurrences. Some of those events that make you kind of question things and be very thankful for like your safety and health and stuff like that. So it's been hard for me to kind of focus or think of anything on the art front to talk about, other than I will say I've been really digging doing live streams, and I think that that's something I want to continue doing as often as possible. It's so fun to hang out with people and work on art and have random discussions and have friends pop by to talk, or if not, just kind of shoot the breeze and talk about what's on my mind with people who show up in the chats. There's a small little community growing around my live streams called the Night Gang, and I absolutely love hanging out with these people and kind of shooting the breeze. And other than that, so that's something I would like to try to do tonight. But I am also really exhausted because I had a late night in order to hit my comic goals. So that's something that's on my mind right now, is like just trying to kind of get through. I will say, just for people who follow me and follow the Artcasters, which is the show I do every Thursday with Scott Cirkland of Cirkworks, which he, a friend of mine who has a much larger YouTube channel, but we do this show, we co-host it. I'm excited about that this week because Scott is actually out of town, so my friend Corey, who you guys will know from my channel because I did the 48-hour art check with him for a couple of years, and we're doing the indie review show now, as well as the after parties and stuff like that. He will be co-hosting Artcasters this Thursday, so that should be really fun, and that'll be on my channel on Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, so that's all all the stuff that's on my mind. Other than that, it's just like during this time, it's such a weird transitionary stage where I've had my first vaccine shot. I'm starting to see things open up a little bit. The economy seems like it's starting to move again. So my day job is starting to pick up again. And it's starting to look like there might actually be some commerce and movement and some sense of slight normality. But I also have this feeling like the other shoe's just waiting to drop somehow. And so it's a very interesting time psychologically. I feel a sense of relief because I'm at the point where I have the protection of the first COVID shot. And so I'm feeling some relief, but a slight tension because it's not full protection. The vaccine hasn't fully been implemented. But I will say, that kind of feels like where I'm at today. Is I feel like I am at a transition stage where it's just this moment of ebb and flow, where things potentially might change for the better, but just this tension of just kind of lingering in the background of the last year, and just how strange and unpredictable and rough it's been on some friends of mine, and then just how fortunate we've been, my family and myself, to have not had some massively crazy things happen. So although things have been in flux and are a lot less predictable, we've managed to get through, and just how thankful I am for that, especially considering the moments of transition we're all in. So that's on my mind. I'm trying to think of anything else. Mainly, this is just the game I do with myself every day after work. I also have allergies, really bad allergies. Excuse me. And they haven't been as bad the past few days. I've been able to slightly function, but it's definitely been one of those days of the downside of the allergy thing. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. This is just my own little thing right now, and it's not really a big thing. But the downside is I feel like I'm floating through the last few days. My head is in a constant kind of cloud. And so it does kind of create this very surreal quality to the way the days go by, because just to be able to focus and not have allergy brain has been a real, not a real, I shouldn't even say it's much of a struggle, but it's been an interesting challenge And it's definitely like anytime I feel terrible, like even if it's something simple like allergies, it makes me really thankful that I don't always feel that thing. You know, like there are a lot of people going through life with just like constant pain or a constant thing. And I think for me, my only constants that are like potentially health things are like, I do struggle with depression sometimes. And I definitely think that's just kind of a part of my personality. And I think that probably ties into the fact that I'm likely, it's very likely, I think, that I'm autistic. And I've learned that about myself through raising my son and seeing what autism looks like and kind of reading material about it, going through the therapy with him, and speech coaches and stuff like that, and just seeing like so much of myself as a kid and struggles I had as a kid and how they tie into that as a very high likelihood of something that I had when I was his age, but they just didn't know the diagnosis of it at the time. And so going through that has been really fascinating. But that is something that kind of, I think, lingers and just kind of follows you wherever you are, alters your day a little bit. But even that I'm like thankful for, because like once again I think I'm on the high functioning end of that. And once again, like there's people who deal with like way worse scenarios that are just kind of dragging with them, like they're carrying with them throughout the day, and things they're carrying, like burdens they're carrying that they can't just unload. And you know, like allergies, like, you know, I can take like a you know, quick allergy medicine pill or something, you know, like Zyrtec or Claritin or something, and it kind of kicks and eases the symptoms. Like it's not a big deal. I mean, it's annoying, but that's about the extent of it. But there are people who have things that like they can't just take a pill and kick or temporarily feel better to escape, and like that makes me. And this year has been like, I don't know, it's kind of a similar thing to this year, where it's like a lot of people during this pandemic have gotten COVID or had relatives pass away and haven't been able to be at their funerals because everything's shut down, and like are dealing with lingering after effects from getting it, or lost family members, or are going through like some real struggles and difficulties that I'm thankful that I haven't had to like endure this year. So while I've had hardships in my life and stuff, I just feel very fortunate for the last year, which is a weird rambly pettiness, but that's kind of where I'm at today. Is like, it's just one of those things of, I don't have a ton of art topics on my mind. I don't have like something that I think would generate like a mass amount of content. I just have a lot of thankfulness today for how blessed I've been, as corny as that is to say, but just how fortunate I've been in the past year to have my family and have my health and still have a job, which is really good. And then also, you know, to be able to have like weekends like this weekend and be able to make comics. Like, it's really fun making comics. This pitch page I might complain about because it's kind of pulling me away from Two Stories Book 2, but it's like such a joy and a privilege to be able to kind of have the time, like have windows of time where I can work on these things. And those times don't come easy. I have to fight for them and make those windows of time. You know, and yeah, like I have like a long commute that cuts into a lot of my free time. But at the end of the day, like I'm really thankful that I'm at least in a position where I do have like little moments of time where I can really focus on creating cool art and telling good stories. And I think there's value to that. So that's my sappy, like, you know, allergy-ridden cloud brain rant for the day. I am hoping that tonight I might end up needing to somehow like squeeze a nap here or there just to like function. But I do hope that tonight I'll be able to do a live stream. I guess you guys will find out if I end up being able to do that. And hopefully knocking out a panel, but I do feel like this just ease and this relief of not having the weight over my shoulders of having to do, you know, like the freelance work, like that's off my plate. And just for like, you know, being able to get the vaccine and for the hope that I see, like there's actual hope right now. So yeah, so that's where I'm at, and I will, I guess, talk to you guys later. I hope to see you on the stream. If I do end up doing a stream tonight, it will likely be late because today is one of the days where I do Bible study with a little group. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.